This episode of The Libby Show is brought to you by Suite 501 and Integrated Production Solutions.
Hi, I'm Jen.
And I'm Trey. And we're Smithfield. And you're watching The Libby Show.
How did she do it? Do it.
It's the Libby Show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of The Libby Show. I've got some very special friends on the show today. Jennifer Fielder and Trey Smith of Smithfield is with us. How's it going, guys?
Good. We're excited to be here with you today.
Yes, so excited you're here and that you get to talk about your brand new 6-track EP, Newtown. A lot of great writers, and I'm just excited for you both. It's your third EP that's out, and you say that this is closest to Smithfield music that you've ever written. So talk about what it's been like to perform those songs on the Opry recently.
Yeah. So we just did a show here in Nashville about 2 weeks ago at 3rd and Lindsley, and it was our first time playing those songs full band. And we've definitely had to rehearse a few times because it's been a while.
Yeah.
First show back since pre-COVID.
Yeah, first show back. And it felt so good, though. It's weird because we've held on to those songs for so long, because we recorded them before the pandemic happened.
Okay.
Obviously had plans to release them sooner than we did because of everything going on. And so they feel like older songs to us, but they're brand new to everybody else. So it's just kind of cool to see people's reaction to it finally.
Yeah. For sure. And I love the storyline, how you'll both talk about how it's about having these new seasons of life that make our environment and where we're at seem like a whole new place, a whole new world. Yeah. So talk about that concept and maybe what it's been like in terms of having a newfound love for music through this EP.
Yeah, so Newtown, the reason why we chose that as the title track. So the song itself is kind of reminds us of our hometown of Waxahachie, Texas, which is where we grew up.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to our hometown. But that's where we met when we were little kids, and our parents go back 3 generations. So grandparents knew each other, parents knew each other. But the song itself is like you were saying, like you could live somewhere your whole life and know everything in this town, but when you fall in love, all these experiences and places can feel brand new. So that's the song Newtown, but also like you were saying, it feels like everywhere is a new town because things are opening back up and people are ready to be at shows and live music is back. So it's this new feeling of like, even though we've done music forever, it seems like it feels brand new because we haven't got to do it in the last year. And then, I feel like it's the most appropriate title track for the record because, we were saying that like, we feel like this is the most Smithfield music we've ever done, meaning like, over the years, not that we're not proud of what we've released in the past, we definitely are, but we feel like we've really come into our own and owned what makes us unique and special with this music. So it's kind of a new chapter, new music, new town.
Of course. I love that.
That's the pitch. That's the pitch.
That's sales pitch.
You need to have that on your website sometime soon or whatever. Yeah. But so 6 tracks, and I gotta give a shout out. It was number 1. It was a number 1 country album on iTunes.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
That was insane.
Number 12 all genre.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is wild too. We've never achieved that before, so we definitely woke up and texted everybody way too early.
Let me correct you.
You have to.
Trey was up way late.
I stayed up until about 2 a.m. in the morning to see it when it first happened, and I was calling her. She wouldn't answer because she goes to bed at like 8 o'clock.
That's not
Girl, same. I mean, gotta get our sleep.
Yeah.
Problem is, payback the next morning because she started calling me at like 5 a.m. and I'm asleep, and I'm like, nope. Tried this last night. You can celebrate on your own until I wake up. I was up pretty late watching it go number 1, but
yeah, it was pretty awesome.
That's so cool. And so talk about some music that you listened to up until creating Newtown, maybe some musical inspiration, writing inspiration. What I love about this EP is I feel like you get a taste of different stages of a relationship or a new season, but also just different perspectives of just different types of relationships, whether that be a career or, your love life or whatnot. And so talk about maybe some musical inspirations that inspired that storyline of this EP.
Yeah.
I love John Mayer so much, and he put out a record in between our last record called Search for Everything. And so a lot of, at least my approach, you can totally disagree with this.
This is not where
me going into the writing room and kind of stuff, I was definitely kind of inspired by that feel and like that storytelling kind of aspect of what he did with that record.
Yeah, I was going to say what I loved about what we did on the front end to create it. Derek Wells produced it.
Shout
and one of the exercises that he gave us before we went into this new record was creating a Spotify playlist of the songs that inspired us the most. So we picked 50 songs between Trey and I. And picked the songs that based on the sounds that we liked, the songs, the content. And we presented it to Derek, and basically like 49 out of the 50 were like songs that inspired him as a producer and music and what he loves. So we knew that we were all the right fit creatively, but also a lot of the musicians that played on our record are the same people that played on all these records that inspired us.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot.
So that's how he chose the musicians to play on Newtown. The EP was based on what we sent him.
Oh my gosh. Can you give like an example of that, of maybe some,
Well, Aaron Sterling, who did play on John Mayer, played on Lady A records, played on a lot of Keith Urban stuff. So,
He was kind of the first piece that Derek put into place
Yeah.
as far as like building the band, because you just
Yeah.
knew that about us.
Everything was very well like thought out. Everything we did on this record was very intentional, even down to like, every song, there's not a question after you listen to verse 1 and the chorus that this is a duo, it's a true duo, that's definitely Smithfield. And so we made a point to make sure of that on each song. And then every song has its own story, like you were saying about relationships,
Yeah.
But they all tell one long narrative. So like if you listen to it from start to finish, you kind of get the cycle of a whole like relationship in itself.
Probably a relationship that didn't end well.
Well, like, you know what? Open to interpretation.
The ending is a little
true.
ambiguous, but
Yeah. Burning Wings. I want to talk about that for a second, because I think that's such a cool concept, and it's something I was like, oh, that's like really clever how they created this song and this visual. So talk about that song and what it means to you, and how you came up with that concept of a relationship going at a certain speed, and you're just kind of watching it from the outside while also being in it,
Yeah.
is what I feel like.
should I give the real answer to that?
Give the real answer.
Okay. The real place it came from was I'm a big like history nerd, so no one really knows this, but I studied history in college when I went to college, and there was a story in Greek mythology about Icarus who like flew too close to the sun, and the sun melted his wings and he fell to the ground. And so I was thinking about that randomly one day and just kind of related that to a relationship. Like, you keep trying to fly even though your wings are going to burn and you're going to fall to the ground. So
Yeah, and
I
also
know that's like the super like geeky answer, but
that's
Cool though, yeah.
both of us were in a relationship too that
yeah.
that was not going well at the time, and that we both felt like, gosh, we love these people, but it's just not going well, but we just stick to it through
like
the
you
bitter
know it's going to
end.
end, but it's just
Yeah.
you keep going until the very bitter end. So I think
Yeah.
we just both connected to that idea in the writer's room that day. It happened to be going through similar experiences, and that's how it ended up being a song.
For sure, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, of having that experience.
Oh yeah.
So to your history buff comment, I gotta know, are there interests that you found that are outside music that have contributed to your songwriting, and just
I guess that one at least
yeah,
that one lended
that's
itself
really
well.
that's
I guess
cool.
that's
It's interesting.
good thing
Yeah.
I paid attention a little bit at least. I don't know. I mean, do you have anything that you studied in college? I dropped out of college, so I don't know what that says, but I don't know. Do you have anything?
Well, I think just we're really genuine in our songwriting.
Yeah.
The stories we tell, they're all personal experiences. And so I just think us just living life, we basically are inviting the listener or a fan to come in and have coffee talk with me and Trey.
Yeah.
It's because we have coffee talk every day.
Yes, they
out.
love their coffee.
We sure do. But that's where we just talk about life and friendships and hardships, and that's honestly where we get most of our song ideas.
Yeah.
And so that's why coffee talk is a part of our daily lives before we go into a write. So
For sure. And if people follow you, they can kind of be on that journey with you, find out your favorite coffee shops around Nashville and where you travel and everything, for sure.
We get coffee from people at shows all the time.
Really?
They'll bring it because that's one of the main things they know about us. They're like, it's a local roast. It's like a single origin.
I
And we're
love
like,
it.
Thank
We're
you.
like, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yes.
And then you don't have to buy it at the grocery store. You're just stocked coffee for life.
Exactly.
You know?
That was the play with that.
I loved that your EP release show, you featured the writers that were on the EP, and so you've got Mark Irwin on there, you've got Emily Landis who's been on the show, and so talk about having that writer community and what it's been like to have those people just contribute to this new season of your music.
Yeah, it was Trey's idea. We were brainstorming on.
All right.
Well, it was.
I'll take it.
No, we talk about everything. We make all our decisions together. And I said, well, who do you want to open for us? And we've always usually gotten another artist. Mm-hmm. And we just thought, well, what can we do that's different, that's really special? And to me, that's what makes Nashville Nashville, is the writers community. That's where we started. That's how we found out what we want to say as writers and who we are as artists was in the writers room. Mm-hmm. And so Trey said, well, I think it would just be really cool to feature the co-writers. And then, they get to share what they wrote on the EP, which our fans will think that's really cool. Yeah. And then they also get to play like their other hits they've had with other artists that are bigger than us. So it kind of was special for them and for us and for the audience to get a Nashville experience.
A full Nashville experience, especially, again, after a year of uncertainty, to have the community come together for a show like that at the listening room and to celebrate this new EP for you both. Talk about, I know you talk a lot about like you both as a duo and how you want to break those barriers that music or entertainment can have on a brand of an artist or duo or band, and what it's meant to you to be able to stay true to who you are.
Yeah.
We've always been really passionate about the girl-guy duo dynamic in country music, just because I feel like there's such a rich history of it in country music. Yeah. And it's been over 10 years since there's been a chart-topping song by a girl-guy duo. Yeah. There's been like 25 or something #1 songs of girl-guy duets in country music over the past 10 years, but it's really been since Thompson Square, since somebody's really broken through. So it's definitely our mission to kind of be the new generation of that. And hopefully open up the door for other girl guy duos.
Yeah, we have a lot of friends that are just as good as we are. And
we have a girl guy duo support group.
Yeah. Well, we've all had the same conversation. We're like, we don't understand. We kind of feel like we're on our own little island over here, and we're trying to, break through that glass ceiling of whatever the industry has put up for it, that this doesn't work, but it does. Whether they realize it or not, people love this sound. Radio loves this sound. They just haven't had it from a duo like us in so long. So that's very important for us to fight for that and not be bitter towards it, but just continue to push through and persevere so that we can rise, and then like Trey said, others like us can rise too. So
and that's so refreshing to hear and to watch you both just keep going and work really, really hard, but again, not become bitter of the journey. Like, you're excited to show people like, we've made it this far. Like, this is where we've gotten, like, with us just believing.
From nothing.
And,
literally nothing. Like, we are small town Texas kids. We didn't know anybody in the music business when we moved here. We didn't, come off a TV show where we had a big fan base. Like, we started with like 50 Facebook followers. Okay, like
those were all our family.
So we've come so far, and we've got a long way to go. But I'm really proud of how far we've come this far, and hopefully we can continue to do it.
I think you will, for sure.
Hopefully.
What's something about your hometown now, especially maybe in the last year, maybe being able to visit a little bit more often? Like, what's something that's new there, or that has felt new to you recently that you're like, oh, I actually appreciate that, from
in a weird way, I know the pandemic obviously had a lot of terrible things about it, but one thing that I am thankful for is I feel like it gave me more opportunity to spend with my family and kind of appreciate them more. Just not to bring a downer on it or anything, but like as you get older, like you start realizing that those people aren't always going to be around, so you feel like you need to invest in that time more. And I feel last year was my time to do that.
Yeah. And this fall, we actually have never played a show in our hometown since we moved to Nashville.
Yeah, this fall.
And what's really cool is, again, we're small town Texas, and they just built a little amphitheater for the town, which is the first time they've ever had like a little music venue. And we're going to do like the first big show there in this fall, and it'll be our first time to like.
That's awesome.
Be back and play for everybody, and we're like the Miranda Lambert song, like everybody dies famous in a small town. That's like me and Trey.
That's so cool.
So we're excited about it.
I'm sure, and like a comment to that. So I'm from Augusta, Georgia, which is still relatively small.
Oh yeah.
And yes. Did you play the country club at all? Where'd you play?
Augusta.
We were opening for Sarah, right?
No, that was
I'm pretty sure
the theater downtown or something like that.
Oh,
the Imperial.
Yes, that was it.
Love it. So they had the Lady A Amphitheater near our library in Evans, which for those that are from there know what that is. And Lady A played the first show at that amphitheater. So I was like, this just sounds like a little like
That's
Lady
cool.
A moment,
So what you're saying is they're going to name it the Smithfield Amphitheater.
Yes.
Yes.
We're manifesting it right now.
Oh, it's happy.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, we're excited.
Something special about your fans that you really appreciate. Maybe the ones that have been there for like the long haul.
Oh my gosh. Well, just the fact that they raised the money for us to do this record, they raised $40,000 on Kickstarter to be able to make this music, the Newtown EP. So literally without them, I don't know, like this is the second time we've had to do a Kickstarter because we've been in between record deals. And we're like, I mean, that's so special. The fact that your fans are willing, they believe in you so much to give you funding to do the project, like that, that's really special. I mean...
Yeah.
Could you name something bigger than that?
No, not really. I was just going to mention, like, our show a couple weeks ago, we had people that came from, like, California and, like, Wisconsin and stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Just hearing those stories, they're like, I drove, like, however many, 15, 20-something hours.
To be here in Nashville. I was like,
wow, you are a bigger fan than I've ever been of anybody. But,
yeah, I was like, I wouldn't drive 15 hours to see my biggest favorite artist.
But that's pretty cool feeling.
Yeah. And I think people are more opt to do that now that we can go see shows, that we can be in the presence of other people and just enjoy the experience of music.
That's
music.
true. Yeah. That's true.
Well, we got to talk about your most recent single, Something Sexy. Talk about it. Talk about why that one, and also Sunday Best, or the latest two singles that you wanted to be the shining stars of your art.
Yeah, we launched with Sunday Best back in February, and that was just a song that we both really believed in. We believed in the message, and we just kind of looked at it and thought, what does our audience want to hear?
Yeah.
That is, that's what the most people want to hear that listen to our music. So, great song. But then we got to Something Sexy, and I don't know if you've heard of this thing called TikTok.
Yes.
It's all the rage. All the
rage.
Kids now. And we fought that like hell for so long because we're like, we don't need TikTok. We have Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We don't need that. And we finally caved and did it, and we posted a video of Something Sexy in the car, of all places, just super raw video, and it just freaking blew up. I mean, people started commenting and like, where can I get this? What is this? I love this song.
I need this.
I mean, like, I'm going to die if I don't get this song. And so we were like, I think there's something to this song somehow. And that's what prompted us to release it as the next single.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Shout out to the TikTok fans.
TikTok.
Yes. We almost didn't believe in TikTok, but now we all do. So
I am a believer now. Yeah, I'm just like, I like TikTok.
No.
I like TikTok.
Well, guys, it's been so fun for you to be on the show today, and obviously to reunite after I haven't seen you for a minute. And you're going to be performing today. What song are you going to be playing acoustic?
Actually, we're going to do Something Sexy.
Let's do that.
This is our tribute to country music's sexiest songs of all time. So see if you can catch all the artist references and songs.
And real quick, 90s references, which 90s country.
Oh,
Yeah, we got several.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking like Lone Star.
Yes.
We got John Michael Montgomery.
Yeah.
I mean, way back, even probably before 90s, Keith Whitley, and, all the stuff.
Awesome.
All the things.
Love you guys, and so excited for you both. Thanks for being on the show and being here.
Thanks, Libby.
Yeah, awesome. And you can follow them everywhere, Smithfield Music, and of course, visit LibbyOShow.com for everything Libby O Show. Get your mugs, check out some episodes from season 2 and season 1, and thanks again for watching. See you guys.
Hey, we're Smithfield. Check out our brand new EP, Newtown.
It's a lights out, lay around, t-shirt on the couch, turn the TV on just to wind up making out kind of night.
Gotta set the mood just right. Well, sit tight, baby, and I'll be right back. We need a soundtrack for a kiss like that. Let's start this night together, slipping that cover off a record and put on something sexy. Little timid faith, about to make love all night long. Come on, baby, let me take you to church, get to work, love you like a wrecking ball. I melt, I swear, baby, I'm amazed by you. Wanna lay by you like it's raining on Sunday. Let's leave our clothes on the floor, babe, and put on something sexy.
Well, I'm away to country for some berry wine. Even Marvin Gaye needs a day off some nights.
Christian singing about a black dress, that's about as good as it gets. So put on something sexy. Little timid faith, about to make love all night long. Come on, baby, let me take you to church, get to work, love you like a wrecking ball. I melt, I swear, baby, I'm amazed by you. Wanna leave our clothes on the floor, babe, and put on something sexy. Come a little closer, don't close your eyes. We're burning it down tonight. So put on something sexy. Little Tim and Faith about to make love all night long. Come on, baby, let me take you to church, get to work, love you like a wrecking ball. I melt, I swear, baby, I'm amazed by you. Won't let by you like it's raining on Sunday. Let's leave our clothes on the floor, babe, and put on something sexy. Put on something sexy. Oh.
It's the Libby Show. The Libby Show. It's the Libby Show. It's the Libby Show.